Hey, YouTube. This is your girl, Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I was supposed to upload this video yesterday, y'all, but my apologies for getting this uploaded late. It was just a lot going on yesterday. So, yeah, I normally post bi-weekly on Sundays, but today is Monday. I'm not going to wait or make y'all wait another couple of weeks for, you know, to get a video from me. So we're posting today. So again, welcome to this channel. Everyone who is new here, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for rocking with me and supporting me. Thank you for all of the comments, the emails, all of the things. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed to this channel, and even those who just stopped by to view some of the videos. Thank you as well. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. So today we're going to be talking about how God instructed me to bless my enemy. And I know a lot of you probably thinking I'm going to go in the direction of, you know, a man or something like that. But no, actually, God instructed me to bless a frenemy of mine. And when I say frenemy, I mean a friend that later became an enemy of some sort. So I can remember being really good friends with this girl. I really honestly believe the friendship was one-sided. I just didn't pay attention to it back in the day. But she and I, we were best friends, and she and I, we roomed together for a short period of time. And when we started to room together, that's when I was able to kind of see more of who she was as a person. I was able to see more of those demons that was operating in her that caused her to do a lot of the things that she was doing to me. And those things weren't typical, like having a disagreement and, you know, talking about it and, you know, remaining friends. Like, it was some things that was going on that she was doing to me that really had me wanting to throw her off that balcony. Like, for real. But, you know, of course, I had a wise counsel at that time who I would call and, you know, vent to, and people that would encourage me to, you know, go before the Lord, to continue to pray for, continue to fast, and continue to just hold on, because I know, you know, there's a reason for me being there. There was something that God needed me to do. And eventually he removed me from that situation. And once he removed me from that situation, I decided then that we were no longer going to be friends. And, you know, I went my way, she went her way. We also attended the same church, so I would see her, you know, on Sundays. I would speak to her, you know, and things like that. But any other association with her, like, nah, I wasn't going for. Anyways, long story short, you know, God dealt with her for what she had done to me. Even like God even dealt with her finances to the point where she was demoted from her job. She had a high-paying federal job, making lots of money. You know, she was doing well. And like I said, you know, I had moved on, and God blessed me with my own place, and I was in a place where, you know, of luxury myself. Like, God had blessed me tremendously as well. So I can remember receiving a bonus on my job just after 3 months of being employed there. And the bonus was a $600 bonus. And y'all know me, I'm a saver. So I immediately saw the bonus. I saw the $600 amount. And I immediately, same day, said, okay, I'm going to take this $600 and put it in my savings account. So when I decided that I was going to do that, that still small voice spoke to me and said, no, I'm going to need you to hold on to that $600. I'm thinking, because I had, you know, joined this program, I had met other, you know, friends and sisters in Christ, and we were all planning to attend this conference in Chicago. Super excited about that, and I thought that, okay, God instructed me to set aside the $600 to fund the trip. But I eventually realized he had other things in mind, and one of the things that he had in mind was for me to bless my enemy. And this is so important to God. You know, a lot of people saying bless my enemy. I wouldn't dare. If so-and-so did me the way that she did me, or he did me the way he did me, I wouldn't dare. You know, even if they have a flat on the side of the road, I'll just drive by and things like that. That type of attitude and that type of mindset is the reason why, you know, God can't use us the way he wants to use us. That's the main reason why a lot of us aren't getting blessed and receiving the breakthroughs that we've been waiting for, because the same grace that God gives us every day, we need to extend to others, even our enemies. So like I said, I refrained from, depositing the $600 to my savings account. And I just went home. I decided to cook, and after I got done cooking, I decided to do a little cleaning and to listen to worship music while I was cleaning. That's the best way to clean, right? So I'm listening to my worship music, and all of a sudden, like, the music, paused. And it normally do that when I receive a text message or a phone call or something like that. And so I looked at my phone, I saw her name pop up, and I saw a text message from her, and it was a bit dramatic. It was like, hey, can we talk? And I'm like, okay, we're no longer friends. I don't communicate with you like that. I see you, I speak to you at church. Like, we really don't need to be talking. We have nothing to talk about. And so I didn't respond immediately. I just continued cleaning. And then I got another message from her. Right after that, she was like, hey, I just got demoted from my job. And so at that moment, I'm like, okay, so, and you telling me why, So then I decided to get my phone because I saw she was just texting me back to back. So I sat on the couch and I responded. I said, hey, I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you okay? And how are you taking this type of news? And, all of the things, right? Just trying to show my concern for, for her, even, with how she did me, that no longer mattered in that moment because, being demoted from your job and having, a $77,000 annual salary to being demoted and your pay going down to around 60 something, that can be devastating for anybody. So I'm not one of those type of people that be like, oh, that show karma, that's good for you and things like that. No. But anyways, she shared the news with me about her demotion and things like that. And so when she shared that news, I immediately thought about that $600. And I was like, God, like, is that why you told me to hold on to the $600? Because you want me to bless her? So me getting in my feelings and operating in the flesh and pride and things like that, I immediately was like, no, God, if that's why you're telling me to hold on to the $600 to bless her out of all people, no, I'm not doing it. So I immediately, kind of had that heart posture, momentarily. And after then, I was like, you know what? I said, I don't want to allow pride and all of these worldly, attributes and things like that to get in the way of me being a blessing to somebody. So I was like, God, I said, if that's why you told me to hang on to this $600, I said, give me a sign. And I would like that sign to be her requesting that amount. No, not 500, not 300, not 550, but the exact amount that you told me to hold on to. If you do that, then I know it's you, and I'll cheerfully give this amount to her. And so I sat on my couch and I waited and I ate my little dinner that I cooked, and I received a message from her, text message, and it said, hey, if you have it, I would like to know if you can let me borrow $600 so I can catch up on my bills for this month. And when she said that, I was like, God, really? I said, really? I didn't want to immediately tell her, yes, God told me to give it, because she had already asked to come by my place and talk about it in person. So I told her, hey, I said, you can come within the next hour or so whenever you're free. I will be home. And so she came by, and she sat in the car for a while. You can tell she was nervous. So she sat in the car, and I actually saw her car pulled up. And I texted her. I was like, because, I don't got all day. Like, girl, come on, receive your blessing so we can just continue moving forward. So I saw that she was sitting outside, taking a while to get out. I texted her. I said, hey, if that's you outside, you can come in. I'm waiting on you or whatever. And I cooked dinner if you like to eat. So she came out, she texted back, she's like, hey, she's like, I'm coming down now. So she came down, and she's like, oh, it smells good in here, what you cook? And I know it's probably some little southern Mississippi type of meal. I was like, yep. So I had cooked some sweet peas, roasted potatoes, and baked chicken. So she was like, oh, okay, I'll take some potatoes and chicken. So she sat and she ate, and after she got done eating, I was like, hey, so tell me again what happened. Like, you know, are you okay? Like, you know, like what's going on? And so she kind of, you know, paraphrased what she had already told me in the message. And you know, I told her, I said, you know, I really hate that happened to you, you know, and things like that. But I just want to know that, you know, I'm here for you. And I also want to share that, you know, I'm going to let you borrow the $600 because I love God, and because his instructions and his will is more important than how I feel and what I believe and what I think. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it cheerfully because I still care about you as a person, and I still love you. And I don't want anybody, you know, to have to struggle or to have to wonder, you know, how they're going to make ends meet. So I'm going to go ahead and let you borrow this $600. And y'all, she was literally almost brought to tears, and I was almost brought to tears just watching her. And I kind of joked about it. I was like, girl, you better start crying up in here because you're gonna have me crying. But you know, it was just a wonderful exchange. It was a wonderful and powerful moment, and kind of a reality check for me as well. And I know it was one for her, you know, not to mistreat people, because you just never know who you're gonna eventually need. So it was just, like I said, you know, a powerful moment. And that's why, you know, God, I believe, just allowed me to come on here and just share that story with you guys, because, you know, no matter who that person is or how that person have done you or have wronged you, it's still our place as believers to still treat them kind and continue to pray for them. And you never know, if there may be a moment in time where God may lead you to be a blessing to them. And what are you going to do when that moment, you know, arrive? Like, are you going to get in your feelings about it, or are you going to obey God? I hope this video encourages you. Until next time, be blessed.